Make sure you watch to the end of the video to see how to win this episode's special merch pack. What up? It's Leland, and welcome to Royal Key. On this episode, we travel to Indiana State to check out their basketball facility. Let's get it. All right, so I'm here with Coach Greg Lansing, head coach at Indiana State. How you doing today?
I'm doing good and good to see you.
Indiana State, the first name that comes to mind, obviously with basketball. Think of Larry Bird.
Yeah, Larry Legend. I mean, you don't need to say anymore. The biggest on-campus statue is right out in front of the Holman Center where we play. He comes back here about once a year whenever he can. He's pretty busy with the Pacers. He's been great to me and been great to the program, and he cares. He knows what's going on here. He cares an awful lot. It's like he played last year around town, obviously, because of what they accomplished, 33-0 going into the championship game, and 4 of his teammates live in town, so it's nice to have those guys around.
Explain some of the things in your office. I see it's like a museum, you know?
Yeah. I celebrate the history of this program, that's for sure. You got Larry Bird bobblehead sitting right there, and right behind you is the cover of the Sports Illustrated when Larry was on there, and stuff from our teams, our NCAA team. Actually, my barber got me that, and right there is the drum and the spear from the '79 team that they had. The mascot used to be a Sycamore Indian, so we got some really interesting stuff.
What is the culture like here at Indiana State?
I've always said I want to be the community's team, you know, and Terre Haute is a great community. It's one that'll always be home to me. I mean, it's not just boosters and fans, it's your friends. Wonderful community, blue collar, hardworking people that love their Sycamores.
How has COVID affected the season, affected your team?
We try to look at it like this. We're very fortunate. We're very fortunate to be on a basketball team with our team. We're very fortunate to be able to have a season, to be able to play. Not just on this campus, but across the country. These young men are dealing with things that no other athlete has ever had to do. You know, you try to really keep an eye on the mental health of guys, and you try to talk about it. You try to have good discussions. But what we decided to do is just be very positive, feel very fortunate and blessed every day to be a part of a team, and know that people have it worse. People have lost loved ones. People have lost their jobs. People have lost businesses. So we're lucky, we're blessed, and we want to lead by example in staying positive.
All right, guys, so I'm here with Mr. VANNESS EMOKPAE from DKL Lockers. How you doing, brother?
Good, my man. How you doing?
I'm good. You're over the design of the locker room. What's your title?
So my official title is Director of Locker Design and Sales. So what I normally do is when a client reach out, I'll talk to them a little bit, get some background about what they're looking for, and then we'll just kind of help them through the visualization part of it. And then, you know, obviously pricing and whatnot, and off and running, so.
This Indiana State locker room project was pretty unique, right? Can you just talk about some of the stuff you guys kind of did for it?
Yeah, so the first thing that kind of catches your eye in the locker are the hooks right in the back. So what we got here is a stainless steel hook. What's unique about it is a lot of times you'll get like a laser engraved logo, something like that, nothing that cuts all the way through. So what we have here is their logo, which is already unique in and of itself, being that it's a state and then the star right where Terre Haute is, but we actually cut all the way through. So it's exposed all the way back to the back of the locker, kind of giving it some depth, a little bit more detail than what you're used to with just a laser engraving. The other big feature that we have is what we call our smart air systems. We've been around about 20 years, and for about 20 of those years, we've been putting fans in lockers and ventilating the entire locker off of one fan. So this particular unit, the fan's actually up top, pulling the air down. We have a built-in chase that actually allows us to distribute the air wherever we want. So in this scenario, we got the air coming out the back of the grill. We got the air coming down where they're storing their shoes. So this all gets ventilated. When you walk into this locker room, it doesn't smell like a locker room because we're drying everything out. You don't have bacteria decaying, causing an odor. So you get a fresh kind of hotel smell, you know, in the room 24/7. A lot of people love the backrest. You know, you'd be surprised, you know, we've done it before, but this project kind of highlighted it in a way that every time somebody comes to our site or talks to us, like, man, that backrest, I've never seen that before, you know, and I'm kind of shocked every time, but I think it's a combination of how it's set up. You know, you got this clean line, you got the logo back there, and it gets a lot of compliments on that end of things. We extended the height inside the locker, ran the light down. So now when you turn off all the lights, you got the blue lights over top, you got the lights underneath, you got it shining down on the logo. And then really the final touch was this stain. So we're kind of unique in the industry in that a lot of times nowadays you get a bunch of laminates, you get a bunch of MDF that has like a plastic laminate over the top. So we're one of the few that actually goes and starts with a raw piece of wood. Like all of our lockers start with either red oak, maple, birch, whatever it is. And then we have the ability to take that raw piece of wood that may, in all honesty, start out looking kind of tannish or yellow and stain it to whatever color. So this stain here is unique in that we call it the smoky gray. We've actually never done this stain again. So Indiana State is the only school with this smoky gray stain. Like you're not gonna find this particular stain and finish anywhere else in the country. So that's a super unique detail in addition to those hooks. Like I said, it just made the overall locker something really special, not only for us, but for the school. And it's really a showcase piece as well.
Was there a piece that was really difficult for you to design, or you had to take a little bit of time to kind of work through?
People that have been in the industry, they kind of understand like this cut back profile is super unique in that we didn't want to bring the front all the way out because then you're sitting in a box. So we cut it back and bring it back out, and it doesn't seem like a big deal, but then when you go and you get into the corners and try to make sure everything looks great on the edge and stuff like that, that's a piece you really got to massage, you know, just to make it look right. So outside of that, in every locker, there's an electrical outlet. So when you look inside the locker, you'll notice that we actually brought that outlet forward. I'm probably average height, you know, I'm 6 foot, 6'1". This is something I can get to real easily in and out. So if we had put that all the way in the back, I can't reach that. You know, and even the way the locker's built, like having to climb up and do all of that, didn't make any sense. So it's just those little details that you think about, and then obviously you gotta have the soft close on there.
All right, guys, so we're here with Mr. James SCHMEITS. DOBO?
Yes, sir.
What does that stand for?
That is Director of Basketball Operations. It encompasses a lot of different things around here. It's gear, it's travel, it's academics.
You're right up there with the coach when it comes to importance with the team.
Oh yeah, if I take a week off, I don't know if he'll be able to figure anything out. He might not even know where to go for the day. And he would agree with it too. He'll say that.
What facility are we in now?
We are in our practice gym. This is the arena. So we've got 3 courts here. This is where we practice off season. A lot of the times in season, we kind of alternate back and forth between here and the Holman Center where we play our games. But our guys have 24-hour access here. Whenever they want to come in, get shots up, anything, this is where they're going to come.
What's the latest you've had to let somebody in?
Here I've done it at 1 o'clock in the morning. My philosophy's always been if they want to come in, they want to get shots up, I will never say no. I'm never going to say no to somebody that wants to come get better.
I also heard about you guys went through a rebranding phase a couple of years ago. Got a new logo.
Yep, so in the practice gym, we've still got the old logo on the ground. It's still out here on the court. We've had this one for the better part of 30 years. We're still slowly phasing it out. It's still kind of across campus in our offices, stuff like that. They switched to this after the Larry Bird team went to the Final Four and everything. So this last spring we switched and we're slowly getting there. They like the new one. It's got gray built into it. It's sleeker, it's more modern. I am actually in charge of all the designing of all our jerseys. So I do all the creative input, I do all the designing. Obviously G he approves it at the very end. I've gotten to the point now where I understand what he wants. By the time it gets to his desk, I've already figured it out before he even has to say yes or no. We used to do black, white, blue on all of them. Coach has this thing where he likes the numbers and the letters inverted. So he likes the color to be one color on the name, and then it needs to be black on the other, so we invert it. And then this was black, white, it went down the sides, it went down the shorts and everything. So this was the first jersey I designed when I got here was this one. That's our road version, here's the home version. It's exactly the same, just inverted. This is the throwback jersey from Larry Bird's era. What we did is we just did the colors, went baby blue. We had to get a custom font logo here. So this is the exact replica of that team's jerseys that we wear. And it's awesome, these guys love it, the material, so they're big fans of this. And then to here, this is our redesign from this past spring. What happened when they did the new logo is they added gray into it. Gray is now an official school color. So now instead of having black in there, it's gray on the sides, on the numbers. Everywhere gives it a really, really nice accent color, and it sticks out on the white and the blue jerseys as well, which you're seeing here.
What's the relationship like with Under Armour?
They're great. We signed a deal my second year here. This is year 4 of it. They give us X amount of dollars per team per year to spend. So we get discounted stuff. We get an X amount of allotment, and then I work directly with them. This is our Sycamore font, so I've got to work with them to get that, to get all this done. They've been great to me, man. Like dealing with them, it's easy. It's painless. I love to deal with them.
So obviously, Under Armour. Obviously, one of their biggest endorsers, Steph Curry, right?
Obviously, as you can see right here, we got a couple of his pairs. We got his newest pair right here. These are his 3-0s. Both these shoes are big with our guys. They love this blue, they love it in black. And then this is the one, the white on the gold specs. A lot of our guys like.
How have you noticed the jerseys kind of change? Like you mentioned, like people want the tighter fit. When you first got here, was it looser?
It was looser, longer, baggier shorts. I come from the area, or like when Durant was in college, they called it the frocks for jocks. Look, it was the super tight jerseys and then the shorts that went down to your
almost the top of the socks.
Yeah, almost top of the sock. It's gone the other way now. Now the jerseys have stayed pretty tight, but the shorts are starting to shrink back. The guys are going back to the shorter shorts. Usually I'll discuss it with the seniors and go, hey, here's what we're looking at. What do you like? I'll present them like maybe 2 or 3 designs that we've gone through and started to work with, and that's where we came up with this one, is where that came from, is different ones that they liked.
I'm noticing a patch on the jersey. What is that?
The NCAA this year, with all the Black Lives Matter, all the social justice reform, all that, is allowing all NCAA teams, if they wanted, they could put a slogan, something, a patch, something on their jerseys to go with the Black Lives Matter, everything going on. What our athletes decided, they met, all of them, all sports are doing it this year, and they decided on the leaf. This is the university's logo. Obviously, notice it's black. It stands for unity. It's standing for we're all united, we're one. They went through the process of designing it, researching it. What do we want to do? Do we want to do something on the back? We want to do a patch. They went through the whole process, and what they came up with was what we're calling the Sycamore Unity Leaf, and this is what you'll see on every single jersey any team wears this year.
All right, so I'm here with the strength and conditioning coach, John Stein. Walk me through this facility.
Well, we were excited because it was originally a courtyard. About 3 years ago, we got this complete redo install. The athletes love it. We got the inlaid platforms, a professional floor finally. It's all Hammer Strength. Hammer Strength's done a great job with us. Great equipment. We've got pretty much every toy and accessory we could ever need. We doubled up our workspace. We used to only have one side of the racks here, so now we can kind of effectively get 2 teams in here. We can put 1 team on each side. So the athletes like the branding piece. We're able to get our name out there. Got a little bit better signage in here, better training environment. So the athletes seem to really appreciate what we did for them here. In our conference, I would say this is probably one of the best weight rooms. Even at bigger schools, this is probably one of the better weight rooms you'll see. You know, we're really grateful to have something this nice at our facility here.
What is something that you kind of work with on the basketball athletes as far as equipment-wise?
Basketball athletes are interesting because you got some really small guards and then you got your bigs. A lot of the stuff's non-traditional, so you know, we might have to do variations on the deadlift. We got different bars for that. We might have to use landmine press. A lot of these longer levered athletes, you know, they can't use traditional lifts or it's a little too stressful on them. Being able to kind of do one lift in 10 different ways, that kind of helps us keep them healthy. We want to make sure they're feeling good when they leave the weightlifting session and not banged up from doing kind of traditional, you know, non-creative work with the athletes.
All right, guys, so I'm here with Mr. Dennis Dark, Assistant Athletic Director. What's the other title?
Facilities and Operations.
There we go. Okay, so you know a lot about the history. I noticed the banners in the practice facility. Let's talk about them a little bit.
Everybody's got their banners. These are our conference championships, NIT appearances, NCAAs, and obviously the Final Four. You know, we just had the 40th anniversary last year, so we wanted to do something nice, do something a little different. And the banner we had was just your typical vinyl. You know, you walk into Duke and you got the nice big logos. You walk into Michigan State, you're gonna see, you know, their championship banner. So we had a hard time finding the actual logo. Every place we looked, there was no logo. I mean, it was just the NCAA circle. I got tired of looking, called up Michigan State, asked them to send us exactly what they had, so we didn't have some different logo. They were nice enough to send us what they had on theirs, and we got a nice big one made and unveiled it during our Loyola game when we celebrated that team, and it looks good.
Hey, you know what time it is. Make sure you head over to our Instagram page, @Sports Dissected, to find out how to win this merch pack. It'll be going soon, so you better go quick. As an athlete, you know there are fewer things better than a truly great locker room. That place where you go to get focused before a big game, kick it with teammates after class, or grab a snack in between workouts. And that's where Dame's Custom Athletic Lockers comes in. Because over the past few decades, they've built a reputation for creating the highest quality custom lockers in the industry. But don't listen to us. Go check out their website at decal-lockers.com to see how they've helped many programs like the University of Georgia create a winning locker room culture. That's decal-lockers.com, where every locker is built with quality.